All right, if you are joining us, welcome to the Jedi Enclave Live pregame.
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, hold on, I still have that one.
Hello there.
This is the pre-show before the big show, and it really exists just so I can get some shit happening here before we go live.
Sharing the stream in places.
Yeah. Oh, I also need to make sure to record this. This one.
Because we're doing something
special.
special.
Boom. Oh, well, we got some news on our follower count. We're gonna talk about that when we start the show. So if you're here, stick around. We're gonna be going live here in just a moment. In fact, we're gonna get started a little early because we got like a lot of shit to do today.
The agenda is packed.
Yes, it is. All right. So I think we are. Let me feel free to drop a line in the chat. We'll be watching throughout the show, and we'll say hi. So hope to see you guys there. Let's get this started.
Woo!
Here it goes.
Flying through space.
There's the hyperspace tunnel. It's very blue. Logo. And welcome back to Jedi Enclave. My name is Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And we narrate our opening logo now.
Yeah.
And why do we do that? We don't know.
But we can.
Yeah, we can. And frankly, we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to our weekly live show, Jedi Enclave Live, where we talk about Star Wars.
Star Wars and Star Wars accessories.
Yeah, theories and speculations and news and comic books and
sometimes stuff that isn't Star Wars at all.
Like Marvel. It's mostly Marvel.
Mostly.
But if there's anything else that kind of tickles our fancy, we'll probably throw it in there too.
Like Batman.
Yeah. I've got that on my list of things here. So welcome. We passed 7,000 followers a couple days ago. Now, all of you guys at home, if you would have asked us when we started this, or if you would have said, you are going to get more than just a couple hundred followers, they'd be like, no, we're not.
No.
Not with the amount of work we put into it. No. So we passed 7,000 followers on Facebook Live the other day, which is awesome.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Facebook has been, despite being a really shitty company, has been a really good platform for us to kind of break into.
Yeah.
Because the YouTube algorithm is really stubborn, and it kind of doesn't like small content creators, which is ironic because that's how it started.
Yeah.
But we are live today on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. So follow us on as many of those as you can, because it helps. And share the stream and tell your grandma about us. And I'm sure your grandma will think one of us is hot. I mean,
she'll be tickled pink to hear us bullshit about random stuff that she probably doesn't understand.
Doesn't know anything about. If you were to ask my grandma, God bless her soul, about Star Wars, she'd be like, "What?
Does that have Chuck Norris in it?"
I must have told you about my
Yes,
grandma's
you
Chuck.
have.
Okay, I was about to say it. She wanted to fuck Chuck Norris so hard. I'm just saying. Chuck Norris and this Irish country singer named Daniel O'Donnell, she was really into as well. Okay. It was really, really bizarre. I'm seeing Batman tomorrow.
Yep. We're
getting a couple things out of the way here. I am real excited for Batman. Seeing it tomorrow at our local theater.
Yeah, you wanted to be Batman when you grew up.
When as a kid, when I grew up, yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and I like Robert Pattinson, and I like my favorite YouTube channel calls him Robat Batten Bat.
Okay, yeah.
It just kind of makes sense to me. So
there's this fantastic YouTube video that's just a supercut of Robert Pattinson in a bunch of interviews about Twilight and just throwing shade at it the whole time. Yeah, it's great.
Most of the people involved in that hated it. And we were friends in college with a couple, a really weird couple who were really into it and tried to sit me down in my apartment one day and like watch it. Yeah. And all I'm saying is that one of them was arrested for illicit pornography.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm not saying Twilight will lead you to illicit pornography,
but can you really afford to take that chance?
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about Ukraine either.
No,
that's just
we really shouldn't.
It scares me.
like we shouldn't because it's a very serious.
Yeah,
topic
no, it really is.
Like this is not the place for it.
Yeah, it is happening in the world, and it personally scares me a little bit. What we could do instead is thank our partners, Connor at the Star Wars Hub and Star Wars Veritas. He's a cool guy. Those are cool pages on Facebook. Go check him out. He's got a lot more followers than us, hundreds of thousands,
and deservedly so, because like they provide an actual service of like Star Wars news with all the clickbait bullshit.
Yeah, and some good memes. Like Star Wars Veritas is like, get some good Star Wars memes and stuff like that. So, and then right after this at 7:00 p.m. Central, an hour from now, we're going to be doing our Battlefront stream as always with Chris. Chris will be with us. And so that will be a lot of fun. So please make sure that you're around for that. God, it's really hard for me to read on this. I think it's Brendan Gallagher says cat emoji.
Cat emoji.
I mean, I think it's that's a cat emoji. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's very small on my screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks. Thanks for the cat emoji. We're going to do some Star Wars news.
Okay.
What do you want to say? Well, first of all, sad news, Alan Ladd died.
Yes.
Who, if you don't know who Alan Ladd is, kind of a famous Hollywood executive who, without him, there would be no Star Wars, really, because George Lucas came to them and was like, I want to do this science fiction fucking story. And
they're like, fuck no, get out of here.
Those are stupid. No one likes them. Get the fuck out of here. And then Alan Ladd's will like, actually.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. And he got a greenlit, and then it became the biggest cinematic event ever in history. So he died. Very sorry.
Yeah.
What's next?
So there was this Ian McDiarmid gave a newspaper interview in September of last year. They kind of just fell under the radar because, I mean, who reads a newspaper anymore?
Yeah.
But recently...
It's not in a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Why would you know anything about it?
Exactly. So, but recently someone dug it back up and pulled out a quote. Quote, I think I have to accept that, thanks to my ungrateful granddaughter, my annihilation was finally final. But of course, Darth Vader is back in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi television series, so I suppose it's not impossible that one day his mentor might be discovered once again skulking in the shadows, unquote.
My ungrateful granddaughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, the thing that I love about Ian McDiarmid is that he's kind of a sass master in real life. Like, he really is, like, a lot of fun to watch. So,
I think there's two ways to read this.
Yeah.
The first is that he's trolling everybody.
Yeah.
He's not in Obi-Wan Kenobi. He hasn't gotten any calls from Disney. He was just sitting on his couch eating cheese poofs the whole time. And then he gave this interview and was like, I can play a really mean joke on everybody, and hinted that he might be in the show.
He is. I have one problem with your theory here. He is far too much a gentleman for cheese poofs.
Okay, yeah. Possibility two is that he actually is in the show. And he decided to drop a little hint, but in a way that Disney's legal ninjas couldn't come after him.
Or maybe they told him to. I don't know.
Or maybe that. Yeah.
So, if you were to give the chances of Palpatine appearing in Obi-Wan Kenobi, what percentage probability would you give it?
20 or 30%.
Mine's a lot higher. In fact, I think it's almost certain that he'll be in it at some point.
I would imagine he'd have a very small role.
Oh yeah, I don't think probably in hologram form. If they really wanted to blow everyone's mind, they would actually have him there in person. Yeah. It would be a little. There's a good excuse to have him in there, right? And I think if there's a good excuse, like if there's a good reason to, they're going to, because if they put fan favorite characters in their Disney Plus shows, as we know, everyone freaks out about it. So,
I think they would, like, any scene with him would almost have to be set on Coruscant.
Oh yeah,
because
he's doing Emperor things.
Yeah,
he's like fucking busy.
He's running the entire fucking galaxy.
He's spinning his webs.
He can't like schlep all the way out to fucking Tatooine to.
Right. Yeah, it'd be like hologram form or something. It'd be like yes. Or whatever, kill them all. Whatever.
Anyway, possible Palpatine in Kenobi. What's next?
I guess Jon Favreau signed this like crazy contract with Lucasfilm,
which makes sense considering that like The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett are like the best Star Wars in years.
Yeah. There aren't a ton of details about it, but I guess after Mandalorian exploded, he signed this contract with Disney that like has a plethora of bonuses and incentives for writing and directing, and like they probably own his life for the next 20 years or something. And so not much news here, but John, so
I mean, if he keeps producing stuff the quality that he has, I'm all for it.
Yeah, this is the thing, that he's probably going to be one of the richest Hollywood guys, probably, because he like if no one really knows how Jon Favreau started, like he started with Iron Man, like the first Iron Man movie, he directed that movie, and then was kind of like all of a sudden everyone really liked him, and he did that Lion King remake.
Oh, did he?
There was and that's where the some of the technology that they used for the Mandalorian came in, using like game rendering technology to do environments and stuff. Like that was his thing. And of course he plays Happy Hogan in fucking the MCU, and so that's pretty cool. Also, hold on, we got a what's up? David says Dewanawanga. Indeed, Juan says hello there.
Hello there.
Who would win, Darkside Yoda or full potential Vader? Darkside Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda.
Yeah. If Maul is alive, still around the time era for a Kenobi. No, he's dead.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's definitely alive.
Yeah, because
Obi-Wan's old when he kills him.
Yeah, just barely, but he's still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, Maul's alive. He's off slinking off somewhere else. I don't know.
In other news, a Scottish tabloid has reported that what's this guy's name?
David Heyman?
David Heyman was spotted on set for Andor.
I looked this guy up. Nothing I recognize in his work.
Yeah.
He's Scottish.
Same with me.
Yeah.
Apparently he's done a fair number of stuff in the UK, but we don't consume a whole lot of British media.
I do not. Not personally, I do not. So,
but he's supposed to be playing a quote unquote key character. So that could mean many different things. Yeah. He's also 74 years old, so he would play a presumably
older.
Dude.
Well, you'd have to play, not presumably. He's literally old.
Yeah.
Speaking of Obi-Wan stuff, I was thinking about this the other day.
Okay.
Because everyone's getting real antsy for an Obi-Wan trailer. Like real fucking antsy, myself included. And I think I figured out when it's going to happen. I did a little bit of math, Chris.
Right.
I did a little bit of figuring out because I'm pretty like I do math sometimes, mostly simple addition and subtraction. It's like what I'm good at. And I went and looked up when the Book of Boba Fett released, which was like December 28th or something.
Yeah, it was the end of December.
Yeah, and then I went back and looked at like when the first trailer happened, which was November. It
was around Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. The math that I came up was that it was almost to the day, 60 days before it released. So we have an official Jedi Enclave prediction here, which is really just me because you haven't agreed to this. This is the first you're hearing of it. I believe that we will see an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer on where is my calendar here? I think it's the 25th of this month.
Okay, that's pretty close.
When's the let's see, it's a Friday. So Friday 27th.
Okay.
I think that we will get an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer on that day. Do I have any special sources feeding me this information?
Nope.
No, not Brie Larson, not Kathleen Kennedy. None of these guys are talking in my ear. I'm just saying that I think Friday, May 27th is going to be the date. So tell everyone it's confirmed.
Yes.
May 27th.
If it's on the internet, then it must be
true.
Yes,
the words came out of my mouth, therefore it must be a real thing. And also, I'm really excited for this trailer too because I think everyone's really. I'm a little worried that the fan hype for this might be a little too high.
I mean, we've been expecting this show ever since the Disney acquisition. Basically.
Yeah, it's out of their entire slate of Disney Plus shows for Star Wars. That's the one everyone freaked out about because everyone who grew up with the prequel trilogy fucking loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. And particularly Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi because he's fucking great. Yeah. He's sassy and dangerous, and I love him. And
he looks a little bit like Jesus.
He is Jesus, I think is what you meant to say.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm wondering how much they give away in this trailer that comes out on May 27th. That's confirmed. Because they've already given us a lot with concept art. Like you've seen all we broke down the concept art on the channel a few weeks ago. They give quite a bit away. We know there's a duel with Vader and Obi-Wan. There's an Inquisitor involved. I'm wondering if they do. This is just kind of what I was thinking about. You saw the Multiverse of Madness trailer.
Yes.
For the Super Bowl, I think. I wasn't watching the Super Bowl because I don't watch football, but I saw it anyway.
Yeah.
And famously in that trailer, Patrick Stewart makes a quick cameo,
Yep.
which, by the way, he didn't recognize himself when he watched it. He didn't realize that was his voice, and he's like,
Oh,
oh
no.
yeah, actually I am in that movie.
Oh no.
I think we might have a similar moment, but with Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn,
Ooh.
as either just a voice or a Force ghost.
Obi-Wan, this is how you transcend
Yeah.
death.
I'm falling through the mist. I think he'll be in it, but that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And let me make another prediction.
Okay.
If that happens, people will lose their fucking shit,
Probably.
myself included. Other Star Wars things.
There's some book stuff coming up.
There is some book stuff going up.
So, the Star Wars just recently announced that they're releasing a new book, Star Wars Timelines,
Mhm.
which is a reference to like all the chronological timelines.
Okay.
It's a visual guide that details the time before the High Republic through to the fall of the First Order.
All right.
So letting you follow things like, oh, this is where Anakin Skywalker lightsaber went in the entire time.
There's like one line for the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this is where, this is how the development of TIE fighters went and so on and so forth. Letting you just see the trail of events that led to certain things or where certain cool things went.
I wonder if we can use it to make like a master timeline video.
Maybe.
That would be like 4 hours long or something.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
There's a lot of Star Wars.
I'll buy it though. Actually, I saw this. It looks pretty neat.
My only issue with a book like this is that it's immediately going to be obsolete as soon as the next Star Wars thing
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, that's the point,
The
'cause
guidance
then they'll-
timelines so far.
Yeah, it's because I mean they'll just sell another one. They'll make another one,
Yeah.
so it's a good money making thing. And then Star Wars: The Princess and the Scoundrel book is coming in August 2022, and that's apparently supposed to have Han and Leia's wedding in it, which we never knew, but if they ever officially did or not,
Yeah.
because it would be totally Han Solo and Princess Leia to just be like, we're just fucking, we're not married. Like,
it'd be very Han Solo.
Yeah.
I don't know about Princess
it's,
Leia.
it's just how he is. And then another, Star Wars Padawan novel
Yes.
cover got released, and it's just a picture of Obi-Wan. It's about
Pretty
Obi-Wan,
much, yeah.
so yeah. And then what is this?
Lego
yeah,
Star Wars.
yeah, Lego Star Wars is coming out.
The Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, fairly soon. Or we'll be playing it on the channel when it drops. But they did a behind the scenes video a few days ago, and I was like, watching this video, and I was like, first of all, I don't love Lego Star Wars. I think it's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
It's just not my favorite thing.
I mean, it's deliberately goofy, right?
Yeah.
It's for kids.
Like, I like the holiday specials and stuff, like those like goofy things, but I don't like build them or anything
Yeah.
because they don't look enough like the actual ships for me to be that interested in them.
I mean, you make actual scale models.
yeah, like I made these.
Yeah.
However,
However.
looking into this, it was like, all right, this looks pretty fucking cool, and I got some facts for you here.
Okay.
There are 100 different gameplay mechanics.
That's a lot.
I think it's just because there are so many fucking characters,
Yeah.
and they all have like different things they do.
Yeah.
They're doing real time dialogue processing, which means that if you decide to put a helmet on, it does the processing like real time when your character's doing. Yeah. There's a lot of the stuff I'm about to tell you that I don't think would have ever been possible on the earlier gen consoles and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think they're just going all out because of the new consoles. There were 12,000 materials generated for the game, 20,000 unique models, and 26,000 textures.
That's a lot of detail for Lego bricks.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the ships are all built entirely out of virtual Lego bricks.
Yeah.
Not just the exterior, also the interiors.
Oh God.
They built them brick for brick. And that's fucking insane when you think about it.
A lot of attention to detail.
They were like, yeah, if you wanted to build one of these, and we're right as he's saying this, it's like the Lucre Hulk, like droid control ship. He's like, it would take you millions of bricks to do this. And they're kind of rejigging the combat a little bit. Did you ever play the other ones?
A little bit, yeah.
I played them a little bit too. Most of them are like, kind of far third person.
Yeah.
Or it's like fixed camera kind of sometimes too. Yeah.
You like either swing your lightsaber or shoot your blaster.
Right. They're rejigging it so that when you go to shoot your blaster, it does an over the shoulder third person, to like make you feel more a part of the combat or whatever.
Probably make you more accurate too.
Yeah. And then Yeah, because I was not accurate in that game before. It was like, I guess I'm just gonna smash buttons.
Boop, 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 boop.
All the Jedi characters, all the Jedi or the Sith, can grab anything with the Force. So they're
Okay.
like destructive environments.
Yeah.
And you can capture enemy Star Destroyers.
Oh, that's fun.
What do you do with them? I don't fucking know.
You pull a Yoda and you crash it into
Yeah,
Coruscant.
you crash it into Coruscant, yeah. There's going to be a pew pew mode,
Okay.
which instead of weapons noises, the character makes the sounds. So like when they're fighting with lightsabers, like, or like when it's called the pew pew mode because when they have the guns, they go pew 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 pew, yeah. And they also have Mumble Mode, which if you played the earlier Star Wars games, there wasn't really dialogue. They just made noises that sounded kind of like right, yeah. So you can take all the hard work they did with the dialogue and throw it out the window and just have them mumble the whole
That's
time.
great.
Yeah. So I am really excited for this. I think just because first of all, it's a Star Wars game that isn't Battlefront that I can play, or Jedi Fallen Order, which I've beat like 4 times on the channel or something. It'd be nice to have some new content, which we're supposed to be getting a ton of new games. Like this is just supposed to be the first game in this like flood of like there's like a first person shooter.
Fallen Order 2 at some point.
Yeah, the KOTOR games are getting remade, and there's that Star Wars Eclipse, which might not be here for another 20 years, but who knows. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
For all the hell the developers went through making this game, it does sound like there's a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, because it was delayed like twice, and
they've been in crunch time for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
or something
and it's like this is kind of a like gaming studios do this all the time, where like they pack everything in like at the last minute, and then they treat their employees like slaves.
Game development is a terrible job, and you should never get into the business,
even if you love it,
yes. because you will hate it very quickly.
Yeah. There are handfuls. There are plenty of accounts from people being pushed so far that they like consider it suicide and stuff. It's just kind of gross. And I mean,
if you're pulling 18-hour days, 7-day weeks for months on end, it's going to burn you out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Hopefully it's, they seem really proud of it. So
there are some positive hints in the game industry of like studios at certain developers unionizing and campaigning for better conditions. But until that's a more widespread movement, there's not.
Yeah, there are also other gaming companies that like they deliver a finished product.
Yeah.
Like I have not played it, but like Elden Ring, yes. Or Elden Ring, yes. I see. I haven't played it because I am not good at these games.
Neither am
and they're very punishing. I think I'd be better at it now that I've beat Jedi Fallen Order on the hardest difficulty. But like that, it's not like they put it out and they're like, oh, DLC after this is when you're gonna we'll do these bug fixes. And
in fairness, so basically every game gets a bug fixing patch at some point.
Yeah.
Day
not
zero
not
patches.
the old school PlayStation games.
That's true. Day zero patches are common specifically because for like to get your game approved to be published over digital storefronts and then made onto physical discs, you have to do it way in advance. So people will send off a build of their game and then keep working on it in those months because they can just send that patch in. It's basically like the finished game anyway. All
I'm saying is that game launched and it didn't immediately go up in fire.
True.
Like every other game that releases pretty much.
Also the FromSoft's that Dark Souls series has traditionally had some major DLC packs that come down the line.
Yeah.
But like that's down the line. The you can play
the core game is still huge.
You can play the core game by itself.
I watched some gameplay of it. I know this has nothing to do with Star Wars, but I've watched some of the gameplay and it looks. I don't. The reason I don't like buy them and play them is because I don't care about the lore at all. It's like, oh, there's a magical item and there's someone who looks dead and they got to fight the things.
George R.R. Martin involved.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Says the Game of Thrones fan.
George R.R. Martin is not the reason I like Game of Thrones.
It was all the gay sex, wasn't it?
It was. Look, I'm just gonna say it. George R.R. Martin is pedantic as fuck.
Yes.
He's self-important. He thinks he's the best fucking writer in the world. And if he could take Tolkien's dick and put it in his mouth and fucking suckle on it like a baby, he would, because that's like, that's who he's trying to be.
He very famously wondered, like, what was Aragorn's tax policy like? And who the fuck cares?
Who cares? I certainly do not care. However, the writers at HBO, before they became really terrible, like toward the last
Before
season,
they ran out of material.
Yeah. Like that's a part of, and I actually do enjoy reading the books. I just hate that he wrote them because I really hate him. And he has this thing about, he really hates Harry Potter.
Okay.
For no reason. And like, okay, so like there's a famous book trilogy that I love called The Magicians by Lev Grossman. And they had him do a couple of cover quotes for it. Yeah. So George R. R. Martin. Yeah. So they'd be like, oh, George R. R. Martin likes this. Yeah. All of them are about, oh, this is a
Harry Potter, but it doesn't suck.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, we didn't ask about
Nobody
Harry Potter.
Asked.
Yeah. Fuck George R. R. Martin. David says, you can play as a Max Rebo band in the game. Well, you'd be invincible. You'd never die. True. So that's pretty cool. And Rakesh says, I'm Ochi Bastoon. Oh, speaking of which.
Oh.
We're going to do a little segment.
Rub his hands together.
We've not done in quite a while. And it's called Star Wars Storytime.
Woo!
And if you're wondering what Star Wars Storytime is, we have not done it in a while because we've done a lot of Book of Boba Fett recaps. It just kind of like takes all of our time.
Yeah.
When there's nothing big to talk about, we go to the holy texts,
yes,
the Star Wars comics and novels and things. And you don't read them as much as I do.
Not nearly as much.
Read them a lot. And so I more or less tell you the story. And is it completely accurate?
No.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
In our typical irreverent and vulgar style.
Yeah. Oh, that should be on a business card. That's a great
Jedi
tagline.
Enclave, irreverent and vulgar.
Yes. Don't bring your kids to this show. Before we get started on this, though, I want to give a thanks to Star Wars Comics Story, who puts all of these comics on his YouTube channel with some Star Wars universe music and doesn't do what we do and like narrate them. It's just the comic with music, which is better than what we're doing.
Yes.
If you want to know what actually happens. So go check out his channel because we'll when this goes up on YouTube, this part of the video goes up on YouTube, we'll be using part of his videos and he's cool with that. We've asked him.
Please, dear God, don't tell Disney he exists.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they care. I think they're just like, you know what? You can't monetize these. We're just gonna put ads on here.
He's like, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just doing it for the love of it, which I fucking love. So today we're doing 2 issues.
Okay.
It's 6:20, so I got what 30.
Got like 20 some minutes.
Ah, fuck. Okay, I gotta
Let's
get.
go.
Okay, we're doing Vader 16 and 17.
Okay.
With 2 issues. We don't normally do this many. Target Skywalker and Just Rewards.
Okay.
These are from the Darth Vader comics,
yes,
and they're so good. So just to set.
Previously.
Thank you. This is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Vader is looking for Luke because he's a threat to Vader. Yeah. Crimson Dawn came out of fucking nowhere, and Kira's leading them, and it's like they got this big mysterious comeback, and maybe a cult they've started. No one fucking knows.
Sure.
There's a Hutt with abs called Boku the Hutt.
That's weird.
Fucking washboard abs.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, there he is. Han Solo is frozen in carbonate.
Yes.
But he was stolen from Boba Fett.
Oh.
And Kira from Crimson Dawn was behind it. They stole Boba Fett, but then Vader ends up getting him back.
Okay.
And
sure.
Boba's like, "Give me that. I want that." And he's like, "No, I have a plan." Vader has a new pal called Ochi Bastoon.
Ochi Bastoon!
Who was sent to kill him originally. Vader beat the shit out of him, and now
they're
friends.
With a super Valdroid arm.
Yes, and now they are friends. Vader fought a space squid.
Yep.
And won.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. And
then tried to fight Palpatine with the space squid and lost.
And then Palpatine told it to kill itself, and it did. And that's why you don't fight Palpatine. Yeah, because he turns against Palpatine and instantly regretted it. Was like, this is not fun anymore. Sly Moore, who, if you don't know who Sly Moore is, she's that bald, weird fucking woman in Revenge of the Sith, who's like a part of the government.
Yep.
She's like blue. She's bald. Yeah. She's a part of this like shadow cult trying to kill Vader. Ochi Bastoon's loyalty was tested in the last issue.
This is kind of a trope in Star Wars of people thinking they can kill Vader and take his place.
Yeah.
Like in the old canon, there was Prince Shizor trying to do basically the same thing at basically the same time.
Yeah. It's a very coveted position.
Yeah.
Ochi Bastoon's loyalty was tested, and he proved himself to Vader.
Yeah.
And they did some fighting together, and it was a lot of fun. Now they're like doing this buddy cop thing. It's tons of fun. So now Vader's chasing Luke across the galaxy. even though he's supposed to be doing stuff for
Sure.
Palpatine. Excuse me. So we're opening with a Vader self-monologue.
Okay.
And you got fucking images of Ben Kenobi and Luke, and he's like, Luke, you want a dad real bad, but I'm a bad dad. So you rely on your friends and you try to snuff out your power to be, I don't know, more normal or something.
To be invisible.
Yeah, but you're who you are, which is fucking badass.
Yes.
I'll even say it.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking badass.
Because you're my son.
Yeah. If you don't accept my offer, which is, by the way, to rule the galaxy, I'm going to do more than just take off your jerking arm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get over here right the fuck now, mister, I'm going to turn the ship around. Or, actually,
and I will murder all of your friends.
Or I'll just cut your friend Han Solo in half. And he's got Han Solo and carbon out with like a lightsaber. He's like, I'll fucking do it. And so, like, the officer on the ship is like, who are you talking to? And
he's like, shut up.
Nobody? And he's like, okay, well, you told us to let the X-Wing approach the ship, but now he's running away. Opposite of approaching the ship. So what do we do? And Ochi of Bastion is like, that boy's afraid. I bet whoever his dad is real fucking embarrassed. And
Vader's like, shut up, Ochi.
Yep. Yeah, Vader just like, I'm going to go whoop that boy's ass. And so Vader jumps into his TIE Advance. Meanwhile, Luke is talking to Leia and Lando and Chewie. And they've got this plan to steal Han back, right? Because that's all they do between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The whole thing is, how do we get Han back?
Because he's their friend.
Yeah. And so Luke's like, okay, I'm giving this plan a second thought, and I don't think I'm good enough to take Vader. And if I stay and fight, he'll probably kill all of you. And Leia's like, so him just killing you is the plan? Like, this is a bad plan.
Yeah.
And he's like, he won't kill me. She's like, how the fuck do you know he won't kill you? She's like, well, he wants me to join him. And she's like, that's a worse plan.
Yeah.
That's worse than him killing you. And he's like, yeah, fucking tell me about it. So go save Han, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And R2's like, no, she's right, though. This is fucking stupid. Also, I think there are random pirates out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, shut up, R2. I'm trying to figure out what these...
Shut up, R2. I'm driving.
I'm trying to figure out what these new ships are. And he's like, they're pirate. And he's like, shut the fuck up. And one of the pirates is like, ooh, that's a T-65 X-Wing. Like, our boss wants one of those. Hit it with the fucking space harpoons.
Yeah.
And so they hit him with the space harpoons, and he gets all tangled up, and R2 is damaged. He's like, you motherfucker. I told you they were pirates.
I told you.
Yeah. So the pirates start pulling him in, and before they can get him into the to the thing, green turbo lasers cut all the lines, and Luke's like, oh, someone's trying to help us, and R2's like,
wait a minute, those are green.
Yeah,
that's the bad guys.
R2's like, yeah, that's Darth Vader, and Luke's like, oh, fuck.
Oh fuck.
Well, like I said. He's probably not trying to kill us because he wants me to join him, right?
Yes.
And then Vader just starts clearly trying to kill him. And so Vader's like chasing him and shit and firing at him and stuff. And Luke's like, okay, well, maybe he will kill us.
This is not looking so good.
I'm now a little less sure that he's not trying to kill me.
Yeah.
So Luke's ship is damaged, and it lands on a snow planet. And so like they crash. The ship's mostly okay.
Yeah.
He gets out of the cockpit. He's like, how's the ship? And R2's like, Vader just shut us down, and we crash landed. So how the fuck do you think the ship is? And he just like spins around and starts repairing stuff.
Yeah.
He's got like his fucking welder torch
Pulls
out.
out
And
all
stuff.
his little tools and starts working on it.
So Luke's like,
great job, buddy. Keep
you
it
are
up.
real fucking grumpy today. And
R2's
so
just grumpy every day.
So he kind of like looks in the horizon, and there's like a little dot coming at him. And it's like,
that better not be a man in black armor with a red lightsaber.
I wonder what ship that. Oh, that's Darth Vader. That's definitely Darth Vader. And his tie's coming straight at him. Fucking guns firing. Luke like pulls out his blaster and tries to like his blaster pistol. And he's like, get you with this. And R2's like, that's not gonna fucking work. So back on the Star Destroyer, which is the Executor, Imperials are packing frozen Han Solo up, and Boku the Hutt, who has these beautiful washboard abs. It's like, damn it, Ochi, this was not the deal. You guys were supposed to help me get Solo. And Ochi's like, actually, what Vader said was you might get what you deserved. And Boku's like, that's purposely vague and open to interpretation. And he's like, yes, it is. Now fuck off. And out of the corner of his eye, he notices Sly Moore like sneaking off and like talking to someone. And he's like, oh, she's sneaking. I better go check what she's doing.
I better go sneak after her and see what she's sneaking about.
So he kind of follows her and starts listening to what she's doing. And she gets on the phone to Vader. And who's in his TIE fighter, like going after Luke. And she's like, hey, Vader. And Vader's like, how the fuck did you get this number? Like, I'm in the middle of something. I do not need your help.
I'm really busy. Yeah. Can you call me back?
Your assistance here is not needed. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to help you. But I'm going to fucking dump the droid crush of Bastion on you. And Vader's like,
Wait, what?
That sentence does not make sense. And then he hears clanking on his fucking TIE fighter.
Clank, clank, clank.
And the droid crush of Bastoon is literally falling out of the sky, landing on Vader's TIE fighter. And like damaging it. They're like pulling parts off of it and shit. And Vader's like, son of a bitch, these guys again.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, he's run into these guys before, and every time has beat them. They're from Bastoon, just like fucking Ochi is.
Like Ochi,
I don't know what the real is Bastoon a planet?
Probably.
Is it a fucking club? We don't know what it is, but they are from there. So Ochi hears this. Sly Moore being like, I will kill you with my droids. And he pulls out his vibro knife and he's like, you're a fucking traitor. We hate those guys. Fucking droid crush. We do not like those guys. I'm gonna kill you. And so he attacks Sly Moore and she like pulls out her own knife and she's like, oh, I am also knifey.
Knife fight.
Yeah. And she's like, it's not what it looks like. It's like, it looks like you're trying to kill
It
Vader.
looks like you're trying to murder my boss.
And he's like, Sly Moore's like, well then yeah, I guess it is exactly what it looks like. But it's because I love the Emperor so much. And he's come again? Wait,
you love the Emperor, so you're trying to kill his number one guy.
Yeah. So meanwhile, planetside, Luke watches as this tangle of droids falls on Vader's ship and is pulling it apart. And like,
and Luke's like, you don't see that every day.
Another set of them are just like falling out of the sky toward him. I don't know what they're like. I don't know if they jumped out of a plane or something.
I guess.
But they are literally raining everywhere. And like, they start falling like on his X-wing and shit, and he's like,
I need that. I need to leave with that."
He's like, "This is definitely a new one. Like, who the fuck are you guys?" And they're like, "Well, we're the droid crush of Bastoon." And he pulls his lightsaber out, and he's like, "Okay, that sounds bad." And it's that like really sweet yellow because his lightsaber got with his hand got cut off, and so
and then he
finds
got
a different
the yellow one at the Jedi Temple in the place. Yep.
And the droid crush is like, calm down, we're here to help you. And he's like, thanks.
Okay.
A little weird. I'm not entirely convinced.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vader is like taking strafing runs against him, like taking out droids.
Bitch!
Yeah. So the droids just start fixing the ship, and R2's like, fuck it, you guys fix it.
You guys are much bigger than I am.
They fix it, and they're like, okay, we filled up your carburetor, so you're good to go. And he's like, that is not how that works.
What?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Why the fuck are you helping me? And he's like, we just do what we're told. Don't thank us, thank the Empire. And R2 like swivels and is like, fucking what?
Excuse me?
And so Luke's like, we're taking off.
I don't know what's going on, but I want to go home.
This is very strange. We're just going to go. And so he gets into his X-Wing, takes off. The droids are just standing on his ship while he's taking off shooting at Vader. Right? They're like they're like stuck on there, and they got their guns and shit.
Pew, 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 pew.
Meanwhile,
Vader's still like, son of a bitch!
Get off my ship! Meanwhile, Ochi and Sly Moore are having their knife fight, and Ochi's like, call him off, or I'm gonna cut you with this fucking knife. And Sly's like, I thought you said nothing could beat Vader. What are you so afraid of? He's like, they're not gonna beat Vader. They're just gonna piss him off. Also, Vader wants that kid alive, and Sly's like, you haven't.
Well, clearly he is alive, so that's working out just fine for you.
He's like, he wants to capture him, and Sly's like, you haven't stopped to think about how weird that is, that he's so interested in like a young boy. And
Ochi's like, it gets a lot weirder when you say it like that.
Yeah, he's like, I have not considered that, honestly. And Sly's like, look, he fears the boy. If Palpatine gets his hands on him and turns him into the dark side, Vader is obsolete. He doesn't need Vader anymore. And so they continue to fight, and they're arguing, and they're having their monologues and shit. And Sly lands a cut on his shoulder, and they're both like in the heat of battle. Like you get stabbed, and then like they notice the ship overhead, like this Hutt ship, and they both stop and they're like looking up at it, and Ochi gets on his comm link and is like, Boku, where the fuck are you going? And Boku's like, what, me? What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
We're just testing our engines.
So Ochi calls Vader, and he's like, okay, quick update.
Boku's double-crossing us. How's the droid crush?
Vader's like, I already know about Sly Moore. Just kill that bitch. And he's like, yeah, I'm working on that. The Hutts are trying to shoot down the shuttle with Han Solo. And there's like this Lambda-class shuttle that apparently has Han Solo on it. And they destroy the shuttle, and Luke thinks that Han's on it. He's not actually. And Vader's like, I sense your anguish. Good. Get angry. And Ochi has chased Sly Moore planet side of this snow planet.
Okay.
And she's like, wait, we're on the same side. And he's like, yeah, I don't much care. Like, Vader said to kill you, so that's what's going to happen.
I'm going to kill you.
And Sly Moore is like, no, but look, they're trying to steal Solo. You think Vader wants them to steal Solo? And like Ochi with his comlink is like, did you hear that, Vader? And the Hutts intercept that transmission.
Yeah.
And the Boku the Hutt with his washboard abs and his droid, who is hilarious, are hanging out. And the droid's like, yeah, so he told Vader, but he's not responding. So they're like spying on the transmissions. Yeah. And Boku's like, why? Is he still chasing that random fucking X-Wing? And the droid's like, yes. I have no idea why. They do not seem that concerned about what we're doing right now. And so on the planet, Ochi's like putting two and two together. He's like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. And he figures out that Vader is using Han Solo's bait to capture Skywalker. And Ochi's like to Sly Moore, he's like, okay, just drop the shit. You're trying to protect Skywalker. That's why you're fighting me. Yeah. You're trying to protect Skywalker to replace Vader. This is your big plan to kill Vader. Yeah. And Sly's like, it's what the Emperor wants. And Ochi's like, I have some serious doubts about that. Also, our ties will take care of the Hutts. So like, I'm still gonna try to kill. Like, we got shit to do here. Boku the Hutt is watching all this happen. Vader's chasing some random fucking X-Wing. Yeah. They've blown up the shuttle that had Han Solo in it. Supposedly. And Boku just, out of nowhere, screams, for the glory of the clans, destroy the Super Star Destroyer. And the other Hutts are like, that's fucking crazy. And he's like, do it. And so they start opening fire on the Executor. Right?
This is not going to end well for them.
So Admiral Piet, who you might remember from Return of the Jedi.
You are in command now.
Yeah, that's Empire, yeah. Piet. So he calls Vader, who is ignoring everything. Yeah. All these ships are shooting at the Star Destroyer. Like, the shit's just going down everywhere. And Vader's like, I'm going to catch that fucking X-Wing.
So smack that boy.
Yeah. So he Admiral Piet calls him. And
sir, all the Hutts are shooting at us. What should we do?
Yeah. Thought you should know that the Hutts are opening fire on us. And they're not doing great. But they're also not doing poorly.
Yeah.
They're surprisingly... They hit surprisingly hard.
Like, can we... shoot them back, please?
I talked to the Emperor, and he wants you to personally take care of this problem. And Vader's like, fine. So you can escape today, but you're not going to escape me forever. And this is good for me, though, because Palpatine has showed his hand. He wants you alive. That's why he wants me to divert from this. So I've learned something about Palpatine. We'll take care of this some other day. So go be free, my son. Go do your things.
I'm going to totally spank you another day, though.
Vader peels off, defeats all of the Hutts. All the ships. They're all dead. Like, they're all destroyed, except for Boku's ship. And
of course, you can't destroy abs of that magnitude.
Right, exactly. So, Palpatine somewhere else is, like, pondering, like, his evil thoughts. There's, like, a shot of him, like, good.
Yes, he's pondering his orb.
So, who is this? Oh, yeah, Luke. Yeah, okay, so...
oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so, like, Vader peels off to fight, right? And Luke's like, did he just leave?
Wait,
and
this is
R2's like, back away slowly. And Luke's like, good idea.
If you don't make any sudden moves, they can't see you.
So they're just like, bye. And they just take off, right?
It's that Simpsons gif of Homer walking backwards to the hedge.
So Vader single-handedly stops this Hutt attack, and he boards Boku's ship. And all of his Gamorrean guards try to attack him. Vader's just cutting them in half, right and left, just like mowing through them.
Pork for dinner.
Yeah. And you can't just call them pork. That's space racist.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So Boku's like, after he's clearly lost.
Yes.
Boku's like, Vader!
Hey!
Let's be reasonable here. I did everything you wanted and you fucking double-crossed me. What did you expect me to do? And Vader's like...
I'm a Hutt. What do you expect?
Vader's like, let's not pretend like I didn't know you were going to betray me from the fucking beginning. You did a lot of sketchy shit in this comic series, and I remember all the fucking things you did. And Boku's like, yes, but also, counterpoints. Let's not pretend like I'm not secretly a part of Crimson Dawn. And Vader is like visibly surprised. He's like, I did not know that.
I also didn't ask, but okay.
That is a big surprise, actually. That changes a few things, if I'm being completely honest. And the droid's like, look how shocked he is. It's a twist. What a twist.
What a twist.
Yeah. And Vader's like, well, that's fucking stupid. That's a fucking stupid choice you've made. And Boku's like, why? Because you'll kill me? Like, you're going to kill me anyway. So We will win if we stand together. Which is like this weird, like the Crimson Dawn Sly Moore thing is like a 1 million strong over one person or whatever. And Vader's like, well, you stood together and you're still gonna fucking die. And so he stabs him right in the chest with a lightsaber.
And Boku's like, no, my abs.
Yeah. And so he stabs him. He fucking falls over, and like he's like, as he's dying, he's like his last breath. He's like, hold on, there's one more twist. And his fucking droid like turns to Boku and he's like, it's been an honor, sir. And Vader's like, excuse me, and they immediately self-destruct the ship. And Vader's like, fuck. And the whole ship explodes. There's no time for him to get off. The whole ship just explodes. So wreckage is raining down on the planet, right? And it's revealed that Vader used the Force to pull a bunch of random panels around him in a sphere and just lands on the planet. And he like cuts himself out with his lightsaber and shit. Which now, in retrospect, wasn't that surprising because, I mean, it's Vader. I'm surprised he didn't just like land, just like fly through the air.
Like in Battlefront, he gracefully descends from orbit.
Yeah. So on the Executor, Ochi and Sly Moore arrive, and Masamada is there to greet them. And
the horny guy.
Yeah, exactly. The blue horny guy. He's like, Ochi, why is Sly Moore in handcuffs? And he's like, well, she conspired to help Skywalker. And Sly's like, I told you I was doing it for the fucking Emperor. And Masamada's like, well, what about Crimson Dawn or the Rebels? Where the fuck is Vader? And Vader just like walks in like a fucking boss, right? And he's like, they exploded a fucking ship on me, and I'm still here, motherfuckers. And Ochi's like,
that's my boss.
That's so badass. So like Vader like gives him a wink
with his helmet, just wink.
Sly Moore's like, literally everyone else escapes. So you lost the bait and the fish. And Vader's like, I can justify that.
Also, I can kill you anytime I want.
Skywalker ran away like a little bitch. Like, he's not who the Emperor thinks he is. You know, he's not the perfect replacement that he thinks he is. And then he just grabs Sly Moore with the force chokes her, and he's like, but I think I will fucking kill you now.
Yeah.
And Ochi's like, oh my god, yes, just do that. Yes, I've been waiting for this. And then a hologram of Palpatine just appears, and Vader immediately drops Sly Moore and like turns on bows to the Emperor. And Palpatine's like, sorry to interrupt.
Clearly you were in the middle of something, but I have something important to tell you.
Good job, Vader. I heard they exploded a ship on you.
Yes.
And he's like, yes, they did. And Ochi is like, it was way more badass than that. And Palpatine's like,
be quiet, Ochi. The adults are talking.
Yeah. Look, Crimson Dawn is a pain in my ass. They must have agents like on every level of the Empire. Find them, kill them all. Yes. I'm so fucking done with this million stronger than one bullshit. Yeah. So just take care of this.
Also, that philosophy kind of falls down when the one is Darth Vader.
Yeah. Who is worth probably way more than a million.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's got his instructions. Vader and Ochi leave. And like as they're leaving, Sly Moore or Ochi like turns to Sly Moore and gives him like this obnoxious wave, like haha. And so they leave. And Masamada tells Sly Moore, he's like, I warned you. I fucking warned you. And she's like, hey, I'm still alive. And Masamada's like, I honestly don't think you were important enough for Palpatine to even notice you were there. So I'm not sure if you should be bragging about that, because the next time, if he just doesn't accidentally call right when Vader's about to kill you, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
And he leaves. And she's like, that's really hurtful. It's a hurtful thing to say. So Vader and Ochi arrive in a landing bay with this like whole fucking legion of troopers. There's death troopers and stormtroopers, and this general steps forward. He's like, I'm General Romadi.
Okay.
I don't know how to say my own fucking name.
General Romadi, yes.
And these troops are ordered to help you destroy Crimson Dawn. And Ochi's like, we might need a little bit more subtle approach. I mean, this is a really cool fucking army, but I mean, this might take a little bit of subtlety. And Vader's like, you used to be like a card-carrying assassin, right? And he's like, yes. And he's like, okay, well, go to your union or whatever and tell them that they all work for me now. And Ochi's like, oh, that's badass, dude.
There's nothing I would rather do.
So a little bit later, Ochi meets up with 3 of his assassin buddies on this planet called Saki. And they're like, Ochi of Bastoon, you motherfucker, where have you, you're working for Vader these days, right? And he's like,
yes.
She's like, well, so yes,
and now you do too.
Now you do as well, unless you're Crimson Dawn, in which case I will kill you. Yes. And the assassins are like, no, we're not Crimson Dawn, but speaking of Crimson Dawn, we have a little gift for you. And assassins bring Ochi inside and reveal Kira captured and in a cell. The leader of Crimson Dawn. Mission fucking accomplished. The most anticlimactic mission accomplished ever. And Ochi's like, holy shit.
Damn, you guys are good.
Yeah, does anyone else know about this? And the assassins are like, only us. Just put in a good word with Vader for us. And Ochi turns around and drops all three of them. Just 3 headshots. Yeah. They all fucking fall to the ground. He turns to Kira and he lets her out of her cell, and she gives him a little embrace, and she's like 1,000,000 stronger than one. And Ochi answers 1,000,000 stronger than one. I know, right? They set up 3 fucking issues.
Oh man,
of Ochi proving himself to Vader and shit. I'm not convinced. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Palpatine's still using Ochi of Bastoon in Rise of Skywalker and stuff, to chase Rey down and shit, or her parents.
Yeah.
So I think this might be an angle. Like they've had a conversation about it somewhere, and he's like, okay, now go Severus Snape this for me, and you'll be my Severus to her fucking Voldemort.
What if Palpatine is actually behind Crimson Dawn?
That is just as likely. That's definitely something he would probably do.
I think that feels more likely to me than that Ochi is secretly part of Crimson Dawn and hiding this from both Palpatine and Vader.
Yeah, I find it really hard to believe that Vader just wouldn't know, because Ochi isn't Force sensitive or anything. He's just he's just a normal dude.
Yes. He's just regular potato.
He's a potato with a fucking knife. That's all he is. And so you'd think that Vader would kind of know. So we will have the next installment of this.
The counter argument of that is that Vader is a bit of a blunt instrument.
Yeah, but he's perceptive as fuck though. Like
he has the Force.
He knows everything.
Yeah.
He's not like Palpatine level. Well, I don't know. In some ways, he kind of is, where he kind of he thinks 3 steps ahead and shit. Mm-hmm. Except for when it comes to Palpatine, where he's just I'm gonna fucking kill you, and Palpatine's like, no, you're not.
The only thing is that you don't find what you don't think to look for. So if
that's what I'm saying. I think he's naturally suspicious of everyone not being on his in his own interests. Maybe. He wants to kill everyone anyway.
This is true.
He's I don't know who you are, but you better have an excuse for me not to kill you, because I will probably just kill you.
Yeah.
So he'd be looking for a reason, but then he and Ochi of Bastoon get weirdly close.
Yeah.
Like they have little in jokes and shit, and he seems startingly familiar with Vader. And relaxed around him.
Yeah.
Where because everyone else, Vader enters the room, everyone straightens up and they're like, oh shit, he might force choke us. Ochi's this is my buddy Vader. So I don't know. We will have the rest of that next week or whenever we do it.
Another time.
Yeah. Will Ochi get Wanawanga'd? It depends on what he's doing, honestly.
Also depends on how you define Wanawanga.
Yeah. Looney Pup says, hello there. School's
hello
shut
there.
For today for me. Oh, did you guys get snow?
Huh. We definitely did not.
Yeah.
It was in
it's
the
65
60s
today,
there,
yeah. Sly Moore trying to off Ochi's BFF boss. The droid crush of Bastoon. If the Separatist B1 battle droid have offspring. Oh, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And then 1,000,000 stronger than one. Kira and Ochi before Ochi gets Wanawanga'd by Kira. There's the art for it, the big reveal, which his betrayal. She's kind of behind him, kind of holding him a little bit.
Oh.
Got a hand on his shoulder and about to jerk him, give him a little reach around.
Maybe she has a thing for potatoes.
Yeah, and she's leave the helmet on. All right, that concludes our show for today.
Yes.
But in just 10 minutes, we will be playing Battlefronts with our friends from Gremlin Squad. So hope you can join us there. Make sure you like the page, subscribe. Share the streams. The next time you're here, if you haven't said anything in the comments, if you're kind of shy, but you're looking for an excuse to say something, we'll answer whatever it is. So say hi to us the next time in the comments, and we'll say hi back. It'll be a really fun time. Otherwise, it's been great. You guys are